Hey folks, friends, families, and loved ones. I just want to share today just kind of a potpourri of stuff going on so you get a little more informed as things are happening fast and furious. It's really tough to keep track of everything of how fast it's going down. But they are targeting Australia, New Zealand, and Canada to start with so we can see what is going to be rolled out to the rest of the world. But first, this is a movie, Road to Guantanamo, Berlin Film Festival. You should watch what Guantanamo Bay is really about. They're still holding them there. Remember Obama, I'm going to close Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, right. And all those who've got hopium today that some selected official is going to make it all better, like Governor De-santize in Florida. You think he's going to make it better? Oh, no mask, mandatory vaccines, they were questioning all that stuff, right? Oh, really? And again, please do your own homework and your own research so you learn when you start supporting these people who are supposedly on your side. Learn what they're about, where they're from. Just type in the word Jesuit every time you come up with a name and you're going to come up with something. But this guy here, he's a piece of work. Yale University, skull and bones, captain of the varsity baseball team, graduated honors Harvard Law School. He earned a commission at the U.S. Navy JAG officer, military attorney, supported operations at terrorist detention centers at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and deployed to Iraq as an advisor to U.S. Navy SEAL commanders in support of the SEAL mission in Fallujah, Ramadi, and the rest of the Anabar. Remember when they hung the guys, the SEALs hung the guys on the bridge there in Fallujah, and they got off for it? Here was the guy supervising it and getting them off. He served as federal prosecutor, targeted convicted child predators. Hey, how about going after Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? What happened to them? Oh, they just go away. Nobody ever gets in trouble. Nobody ever goes to jail. So he's the governor that's protecting the rights of the people. JAG attorney for torture. Iraq, Fallujah, Ramadi, Gitmo Bay continues to this day. Right? How about the guy from Texas, Abbott? This is the Governor Greg Abbott, Texas Roman Catholic. Here you go. All 16 of Texas's Catholic bishops, a joint statement slamming at it for announcing he will bar refugees in 2020. Hey, the brown people are here first. Let's give them back their lands, folks. So anyway, he's got home to 8.5 million Catholics, 30% of the population. Jesuit controlled, partners with Trump, Fordham University, Jesuit control. Who runs the White House? The Jesuits. Who's the White House named after? Jesuit Andrew White, the first Roman Catholic archbishop that arrived on a boat called the Freemason into Jamestown. Look it up. So here's his background, Roman Catholic, friends with Trump, yada, yada, and supposedly he's protecting all of us, against the mask mandates because he really cares about us, yada, yada. Yeah, the guy really cares about us. And, also about the Trump dumpster, just one last thing. I mean, this guy was a germophobia. Remember he was all germophobia going through office everywhere? People had to sanitize before they shook his hand. He wouldn't shake anybody's hands. And then Trump is promoting the mask. I mean, it's just absurd, the whole theater of this all. So we're seeing the explosion of protests, quote, protests for the Green Pass mandatory shots. Workers who try to do their job without the vaccine will be suspended without pay. No one can go to work. And then we're seeing in Florida people being rounded up and being checked in their homes with their smartphones, checking they have to send their photograph within 5 minutes of being contacted, or they're going to get the health inspectors coming their way. And just so you know, the health inspectors have more power than the police now. Health inspector says close it up, they close it. Health inspector says put on a mask, they put it. Health inspector says get a shot, you get it. And here we're coming into the October fire seasons. In November, this is when they hit California, and they've hit us before. This is the new thing. This is not new, but this is being put into play. In response, mental health support team. What is this all about? Well, remember when Obama Nation came in and put in the Obamacare, does not, and they announced that they were adding, the only thing they added to Obamacare, to the medical bill, was mental health, because you can call anybody crazy and they can lock you up for no reason. So we're seeing that here in Santa Rosa, where they're starting to roll out. And these aren't even health people. Just like these are, remember when National Guard replaces the nurses, and the National Guard doesn't have to be shot up until 2022, but they're replacing the nurses who won't get shot Tell me how that makes any sense. That's in New York. So the prompt, first introduced, modeled after the Crisis Assistance Help Out, or CAHOOTS. They love their acronyms. The goal is to prevent emergencies or potential, getting people the services they need, lock them up, take them away. This will be a reason they're going to take you to the green zone. This will be a reason they can abduct you and not have to tell anybody. All right? If you don't need reason enough for that, look at this. I've covered before where they've announced that they could take the children away from the schools without notification, and here's what they're doing. Oh, it's just a temporary, it's just a drill. It's just a drill. Remember the drills, they turn live. So October 6th, we'll be conducting an off-site evacuation drill as part of our district's emergency management plan. During this simulation, Utica High School, middle school, and elementary will be transported to safe off-site location. Bus drivers will be used to transport. We'll be working in conjunction. This drill will take place during school hours and will not affect after-school dismissal. Do they tell you where they're taking them? They tell you who's taking them? They tell you why they're taking them? No. They can just abduct your child at school and you'll never see them again, folks. If you put your children in school, you are risking this happening. I have documented where they changed the laws back in March 2020 in California, in Oregon, in Washington, all at the same time, to give Child Protection Services the right to abduct your children on campus without notification to the parents. Just like they don't have to notify you anymore if they shoot your child at 12 years old. A 12-year-old can decide to get shot. And they're putting shot sites in the schools. And you don't have to notify the parents. And you're going to put your children in school and risk that? That's on you. And please watch this video. This is a gentleman using the screens to show what's in the shot and how ugly it is, the alien inside of us. He calls it the thing. But that's a very important video to watch regarding that. In New York City, they're doing chemical and biological attacks in the subways. They're going to be doing it over the next week in 120 locations. Are they telling you where? No. We're just putting them in there. It doesn't matter. We don't need to notify you that we're spraying you with chemicals and all certain stuff that don't even know. Yeah, and the big Harma, should take the P out. Big Harma is making a killing. I love that. The double entendre of it all. All right, here's what's coming up, and I've said it many times. Let me say it again. The digital driver's license tied to your V-Passport. It's going to have your health records, your vaccine records, your financial reports, your credit scores, travel records, taxes, vehicle registration, spending, voting, sex offender status. No, they're doing the voting. Oh, you can't trust the mail ballots. You can't trust the, that's how they're going to do it. It's going to be on your text. You're going to text your vote. Sex offender status, license and permits of all kinds, dietary preferences, outstanding parkings and fines, background checks, rewards programs, social credit scoring. Oh, are the police going to have a fun time when they pull you over? Well, they already have a lot of this information already. Shout out to Eustace Mullins, too, man. This guy called it. Murder by vaccination, he called it. People are being heroic. This lady spent a night in jail with her mom, her daughter, because she had brain surgery and wanted to spend the night, and they arrested her for wanting to be with her daughter. They're dehumanizing us, folks. They're putting plastic bags over you and saying it's for your own health. Will you wake up? No. They're not going to, folks. 90% of people aren't going to get it. 7% of people are going to get it, but they're still going to get it. And 3% of us, no way in hell, got to take me first. You come at me, you come at my child, you're going to face me. The Thing. There's another video I just did on The Thing. We're showing what's in it. The Thing. I think that's a good name for it. It lives and it grows. There's a movie about it, 2 movies, called The Thing. There's a good thing on courage, folks. We need our courage today, the courage. Physical, social, moral, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual, and an open heart. Soylent Green was made in 2020, the year, for eating people and the food. I just did an interview with Celeste Salam and FEMA, and she was talking about hydrolysis, where they're using people's human remains and putting them back into the water supply. So it is happening. Also, V for Vendetta was set in 2020. The Black V for Vendetta pandemic with V, same thing, taking down the government. And then 2023, we got the movie Songbird about COVID 2023. Then we got the SARS virus coming up 2023, 2025, the drills. And then we got 2025, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. So we have a lot to look forward to coming up here. Here's another one that's proving obedience to the vax. This is the plans, and I'll put this in the show notes. Please watch this. This is the plans they have for home detention, home security, home monitoring, everything else. Now, as I said before, the blood is going to become a problem here. They're announcing it out here. Big blood banks need donations to supply DIMS. Well, apparently California is allowing it, but other states are not allowing vaccinated blood. So if you go in for blood, are you going to get vaccinated blood or unvaccinated blood? And if you're going to choose unvaccinated blood, where are they going to get it from? We have to start our own blood banks. If you know any pathologists, anybody that can help your area, start your own healthy, asymptomatic, I'm fine, my health is good, never been shot blood bank. Okay? We need it. We need it. Portland seems to be another place. They're just breaking through and getting rid of all the police here. So $500,000 in damage, but the police didn't stop them because the police were told that they were not allowed to because of the strict rules confronting what they can do, so they didn't even go. So this is to bring in the drones. This is to bring in the drones. No law enforcement, here come the drones. Nope, and I showed in a video where all the guys protesting by all the blocking of the lines, of the truck lines and everything, the trucker strikes and everything, that's just playing into their hand, because what are they going to do? This truck driver strike, 1 billion of self-driving semi trucks coming. So we're seeing the drones taking over. As I confirmed with Celeste, that 7 million drones have been authorized for use for monitoring humanity. And here you can see they're already testing out in Australia. 2020, flying drones can help police and officials monitor areas violating restrictions, also to ensure that you've done your proper testing, that you've done your proper this and that. And the other thing too is, I mean, they're starting off in Australia, but it's going everywhere. Guys in Florida reporting that the LED lights are turning purple. The LED lights are going to be able to read your Luciferase quantum dot that's going to be implemented. They're going to tell you, oh, the COVID, the vaccine passports, they're not valid because they can be hacked. They can be hacked. So we must put it on your skin. You must be implanted. And then once they do that, then they're going to be able to read you from any LED light to see whether you've been shot or not or anything else. This is all part of the smart grid technology. And again, we lose the smartphones, we lose our electronic internet, we're free. It's that simple. How are they going to control us if they can't connect us electronically, folks? Well, you can't get to the store, you can't get to your bank account. Well, we're going to make our own bank account, we'll make our own stores. That's what we have to do, is get off electronics. Did you know SMART stands for Secret Military Armament in Residential Technology? And here I go over the digital world. And the smart cities, Deborah Tavares at StopTheCrime.net has covered this ad nauseum. Literally going to have Alexis in the street. Alexis, tell me where my car is. Alexis, this. And you see these little things on the top. They're your monitorings. Sweeping smart meters. This is March 2019. I don't have the date on San Diego, but you can see where this is going. This is San Jose, 2017. Putting them in everywhere. Smart trains, smartphones, smart grid, smart home, smart ass, smart meters. All right, this is the smart grid, the Internet of Everything, connected to everything. You won't go anywhere without their permission. And again, it's militarized. This is from NASA, from the chief of NASA back in 2005, wrote the document about the coming wars. And here you can see LiDAR. LiDAR is able to see through things like the fires in Paradise. They used LiDAR to see through what was going on. Biosensors, nanotags, smart card sensors, sensors implanted during manufacturing services, nano IR, and smart dust. Implanted, this is in your clothes. So when they start tracking everybody, folks, you want to wear old clothes. It's really important because they can track you, RFID in your clothes. And then smart dust refers to the small, tiny nanometer, 80 nanometers in length, of which these robots are what we're seeing impacted, infected, and injected into everyone with the thing, as we're calling it, I guess. Okay, and here we're seeing more. Seattle's police department sent detectives and non-patrol officers to emergency calls because of shortage of parole officers. Non-patrol officers. Are they even police? We don't know. We don't know. So, let's see if there's anything else in here I want to include. This is on my Facebook page, which I'm sure they'll be shutting me down shortly on. Again, get your children out of the school, folks. Subway testing we covered. Again, the unions are striking, the John Deere striking unions, the LA teacher striking unions, and they're just going to be replaced. All right? It's just that they do that, and they send them on and think they're doing something, and they're not going to be, airlines, American, Amtrak, Southwest, they've all walked out. You know, this is the great collapse. The mother of all collapses is about to happen. They've been parking those ships now off for a long time. Why doesn't Biden get the National Guard to unload the ships? Why doesn't he even talk about it? Why are those ships still sitting there and there's still plenty of things on the shelves, even though they keep going up, getting more expensive? Because they haven't activated the cybersecurity attack and the resulting market crash that's going to take away all our rights. And when they reopen for business, you better have the pass. Here, John Deere just went on strike. Okay. Truckers that refuse, the shipping crisis. We're hearing all these shipping crises, yet there's still supplies being shown up at the stores. You can still go to the store and get food. You still go to Cost You Much and get stuff. Again, nothing new under the sun. This Voltar vandals stormed the Capitol. Here's the same guys with the hat and the same symbolism. You know, it's such in our face. And then also what's really interesting, I covered the super babies. I'm getting a lot of these. My daughter and son-in-law had COVID, but they weren't vaxxed. Baby was lifting head and focusing on day one. He rolled over by himself. I was there and saw all this. His eyes are dark blue. Both parents have light eyes, blue eyes. He is now 2 months old, sitting up in a walker. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it myself. They even put a flotation device around his neck, and he swims the full tub of water. And he's cutting teeth at 2 months old. Strange babies with all this. I have 8 grandkids. None of the rest of them were anywhere near this speed of development. Maybe I got a smart baby. All right, so they're opening up the borders. Hey, Canada and Mexico, you can come now. We closed it down over the false fake, and now we're opening it back up, but only if you can prove you've been shot and up to date on all your boosters. Then you can go, because we're the permit police. And we allow you to step one piece of land here, and one piece of land here you can't go, because we decide what lands are what. And we put a flag, and we make up a fake country, and we put it under corporation. We call it USA, we call it Mexico. And then you can't go anywhere because you got to have your passports. Let's bring it all down, folks. Let's bring it all down. Big salute to Dr. Garcia, doing amazing healing. Look at the skies, folks. It's just the geoengineering's intensifying. They're artificially reconditioning the earth, terraforming the earth for their own needs, own likings. These are amazing. These are crystals that are found underground. You know about crystals, those of you in the gem world. Think about how this amplification of the earth works. This is why grounding works. Look at that. Beautiful. Dark winter is coming. I put it in the videos, documentation. Biden said a very dark winter is come, has been planned for decades. Whether it be power outage, whether it be fuel, whatever. And then there's my upcoming book, War, Gold, Statehood, 1848. The Mexican-American War, no, it was a slaughter and genocide of 300,000 brown people. Then the gold rush was made to cover that up. And then statehood began, first in 1850, all in 3 years. All in 3 years. Yet the Jesuits were already there. The Freemasons were already there. The first governor, Burnett of California, what did he offer? Any brown people you kill and bring their scalp, you can have their land. It was a genocide document in California statehood, which used to be Mexico, brown people, until the white American came and murdered them. That's what the book is about. Do not believe in false prophets. I even had to give up on the Dalai Lama, who I'd met and had a lot of respect for, when I saw him get shot, mind-controlled, or one of them. Unfortunately, you can't put any of your trust into people anymore. Anyway, and also who's behind it all, the Jesuit. Here's some really great articles. This guy does some yeoman's work of bringing it. He was a Jesuit. He's in the Jesuit order, speaking out, risking his life about who's running the show, who's doing it, why they're doing it, and gets into great detail about it all. So I highly encourage you to check him out. His name is J.A. Phathyte, Phathyte, on Facebook there. There's 1,000 of troops. They're not going to get a shot. What's that going to happen to the military? Bring in the drones. Bzzz. 24,000 nurses, Kaiser Permanente. Bring in the National Guard, unvaccinated. National Walkout Day, I'm sorry, it doesn't ever change anything. No protest. Got to take down the system. Stop supporting the system. Spend all that time you're protesting and grow food. Find your neighbors. Start getting yourself secure with what you need to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. Your own water, your own food, and your own energy. The term "sir" remains slave, I remain soldier. Slave, I remain. This is when you get Sir Michael Bloomberg and Sir Giuliani. All these sirs, they're knighted by the Queen. They're slaves and they know it. They're playing their role. That's why they get down on a knee. All right, I'm going to leave you here with drones because this is what's really important to understand about where they're heading with the technology of drones. It's not pleasant to see, but they put a video out and they showed this to a drone conference to show people what they're capable of. Unreal.
It's this video right here. Oh.
No, I'm not going to click on that.
It's just this human rights thing on oppression or whatever.
Honey, you're not going into politics, are you? I mean,
Okay,
no
Mom.
protest march.
It's safe here. Just.
Can you hear me? Oliver, can you hear me? Listen to me.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Apparently turning to social media, and a video shared by the victims exposing corruption at the height.
But it's far from surprising. The weapons took away the expense, danger, and risk of waging war. And now we can't afford to challenge anyone, really. It's not even the smallest fringe group or a crank.
Who could have done this?
Anyone.
This short film is more than just speculation. It shows the results of integrating and miniaturizing technologies that we already have. I'm Stuart Russell, a professor of computer science at Berkeley. I've worked in AI for more than 35 years. Its potential to benefit humanity is enormous, even in defense. But allowing machines to choose to kill humans will be devastating to our security and freedom. Thousands of my fellow researchers agree. We have an opportunity to prevent the future you just saw, but the window to act is closing fast.
Customer pilots directed almost 3,000 precision strikes last year. We're super proud of it. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger. Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite. Hell of a pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors. And just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people. People do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now, trust me, these were all bad guys. Now that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure. They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. A $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill half a city. The bad half. Nuclear is obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm, and rest easy. These are available today. We have a distribution network taking orders from military, law enforcement, and specialist clients.
In the afternoon right now. It's this dark. It's this dark. This is Wagstaff and Clark. We live.
So, including in this, just closing up here, I covered the Paradise videos and I showed, that's a hole in the ground, folks, with a saw burned out, how the nano embers, self-replicating nanobots, were used in the Paradise fires and the nano embers and the nanotechnology, and I'll put this in the show notes as well. But these embers, these fire embers, are cold plasma, and I interviewed a gentleman who actually worked with them, and they're swarming nanobots is what the fire embers are, and they're cold. They're using cold plasma, and here you can see them organizing around here, shooting around there. They're saying they go millions of miles and can torch Kmart's inside but leave the trees alone. But again, this is not anything new. You saw the gentleman say he's worked down at Berkeley for 35 years, and now they're rolling it out. Just hospitals everywhere. It's going to be nanobots, these LED city lights. You're going to see them dim as they go down, as you drive by them. You'll see their light-sensored smart meters. You see after the cars go by, they shut down after reading you and reading everything that's in your car as well. Total information awareness, total information control, total control of humanity. Get rid of the smartphones. That's an answer. Build your communities and your tribes. That's another answer. Get your own food supplies, get your water, and get your energy. That's the answers. Okay? Please help others. Take care of yourself, be yourself, and when the lights go out, we'll still be shining bright. Thank you all for listening. Peace and love.